712, smog check exemption, collector vehicles. The motion is do pass as amended per the author to delay implementation, amend to require historical interest license plate, and collector's insurance to qualify for the smog check exemption. This is a roll call vote.
Caballero?
Aye.
Caballero, aye. Cierto? Cierto, aye. Cabalden? Cabalden, aye. Dolly? Grayson? Grayson, aye. Richardson? Richardson, aye. Wahab? Wahab, no.
That bill is out, 5-1.
Okay, I've seen a couple videos where people were providing updates on SB 712, which is Leno's law, and they were really complaining about the different amendments that allowed it to pass out of the Appropriations Committee. So the good news is now it's on the Senate floor. There have been a few changes that people don't like. So these changes just revert it back to what the original bill was. So on Friday, May 23rd, it passed out of the Senate Appropriations Committee with the following amendments. It now requires the vehicle to be 35 years or older. It requires the vehicle to have a historic license plate issued by the DMV, and then you must carry classic car insurance. So for the intent of what this law was for, I think these amendments are just fine. This bill was not meant to allow your daily driver that's 1999 and older to be exempt from smog. The intent of the bill and why I think Jay Leno is supporting it is to help historic vehicles, classic cars stay on the road, because it is very difficult to find smog shops to provide a smog check on an older vehicle. They don't have the rolling road that you need. So let's take a closer look at these amendments. If we go on the DMV's website and look at the requirements to get a historic vehicle license plate, all it says is historical vehicle license plates are issued to motor vehicles or trailers that are manufactured after 1920-22, at least 25-year-old of historic interest. So if we look at the form itself, the only thing that's required for the vehicle license plate is I understand that the vehicle may be driven in historical exhibitions, parades, or historic club activities only. All this means is it's not your daily driver. And if you look at classic car insurance, I happen to use Haggerty, but there are different companies out there. Grundy is another big one. But for classic car insurance, everybody says you have to have a garage. If you look at Haggerty's website on how to qualify for classic car insurance, it talks about the usage. So again, allows you to use your collector car for club functions, exhibitions, organized meets, tours, and even occasional pleasure driving. Again, cannot be your daily driver. On the storage requirements, it doesn't specifically say garage. It says we prefer that the vehicle is stored in an enclosed, secure structure. But it also says we will consider storage types including carports, driveways, parking garages, and car hauling trailers. So not specifically requiring a garage. Unlike some of the other folks, I think this is a great compromise. This is what it's required to get some of the environmentalists to vote for this bill. I think if we stuck with the version of the bill that stripped out the requirements of the historical plates and for the classic car insurance, I don't think we would have gotten the other side to come to the middle and pass this bill. One YouTuber commented that the reason he didn't want to get historic plates is because he didn't want to lose the classic blue and yellow plate, or even the older ones, the black and yellow plates that came with the classic car. You know, my thought on that is you could still keep that plate. Again, you could just tell DMV that the plate was lost. They will issue you a historic plate. And what you could do is drive your vehicle to whatever car meet you're going to, take off the historic plate, put on your black and yellow plate or the blue and yellow plate, have it there for the event, and when it's time to drive home, you just slap on the historic plate that allows you to drive on the road. I think that's a small compromise for us to be able to exempt these vehicles from smog, help us keep these on the road. What you need to do now is, again, write your local senator, let them know that you support SB 712, Jay Leno's law. Again, I will put a template of a letter down below. Fill that out, send that to your local senator, let him or her know that you want them to vote yes on SB 712 when it comes to vote on the Senate floor. I don't know the exact date of when this will hit the Senate floor. Once I find that out, I will put that in a comment. I do know that June 6th, which is next Friday, is the final date for the Senate to take a vote on this bill. Otherwise, it's done for the year. That is Friday, June 6th. All bills that were introduced in the Senate need to be passed out of the Senate by this date, which includes SB 712. So again, this is the one last push. Once it gets out of the Senate, I'll follow up with another video on what we need to do next because it goes over to the Assembly. And we're going to have to repeat this process through the Assembly Transportation Committee, the Assembly Appropriations Committee, and then the assembly floor, and then it gets to the governor, and then we need to put pressure on the governor to get this signed. So anyway, that's the latest update. I don't think we should be discouraged by these. I definitely think that this was a compromise between those who support the bill and those who were on the fence. I think this brings more people to the table and will allow this bill to get passed. So again, get that letter into your local senators.
If you're enjoying these videos, please consider subscribing to the channel and to the newsletter using the links below. We'll share more tool buying tips, classic car and classic motorcycle project finds, some motorsport news, and maybe a wrenching tip or two.